Janie Chang is a best-selling author of historical fiction. Many of her novels incorporate stories drawn from her family history and often include elements of fantasy. Just up my alley, totally. She joins us today for Author's Note. Welcome.
Thanks so much, Rebecca.
I love to talk to authors about how they, some people, oh, I was an author right away, but a lot of authors come to the career after another career. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about your background, like what was your path to this place that you're on right now?
Well, Rebecca, I always wanted to be an author, but I also wanted to be able to move out and pay my rent. So I got a degree in computer science, and that was a terrific career, and I really enjoyed it. Traveled the world, met interesting people, but you can only do that for so long before it becomes soul destroying, not being able to do what you really, really want. And it all came crashing to a head for me one year when we had to move my mom into care because she had dementia. And I would go visit her, and there would be all these people that I would meet and see. And I just couldn't help but wonder how many of these people are sitting there wishing that they had taken the time to work on their dream. How many of them, are regretting not making that commitment. So that really got my ass in gear. And I signed up for a creative writing certificate, a 1 year program at a local university, and thought to myself, well, for this 1 year, I will write a novel. And now that, I think of it, it's really laughable. You cannot do like a complete finished novel in 1 year unless you're a super talented genius. And I'm more of the plodding along until it's done kind of person. But
Well, I
that was
love
the
that.
journey.
I love that though, and you actually, reading kind of your website a little bit, it's that family history element too that, you need to ask your family now those stories because you don't know what's going to happen, including dementia. They can be lost, that family lore can be lost forever. And you kind of use those stories, or at least are inspired by those stories when you're, telling your tales. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Oh, well, my father, his family came from like 36 generations of recorded history. So we have a genealogy of 36 generations. And there's all these legends about our ancestors that go back. The ancestor who saw a dragon and who talked with immortals and became an immortal himself. I had an ancestor who saw a ghost dancing across the roof of the house, on and on. And these things sort of made me curious about my own family history. And so when I started writing my first novel, I wanted to incorporate all of those elements, kind of to honor family history, to tell the story of my grandmother, whose sad, tragic life has always haunted me. I'm lucky to have had this rich family history to draw on. And I think that even though my novels have now moved to areas that don't include too much of family history, all of that detail and authenticity has helped to enrich the feeling of the stories. Because I think when people read historical fiction, what they want to do is they want to feel immersed in that time, in that place.
And so that brings us right to your release that's coming out here next month, The Fourth Princess. Tell us about The Fourth Princess. Give us a little hint what's happening in this book.
Do you love gothic novels?
Yes,
Do you like
yes.
spooky, mysterious stuff? Do you like a ghost that may or may not be a ghost? I've always loved gothic novels and wanted to write one. And the challenge was, could I transplant all those tropes, this mysterious mansion, some innocent young woman going to the mysterious mansion, discovering that there are dangers and secrets within. And it's usually in some castle on the moors somewhere in Europe. And I was thinking, could I transplant that to old Shanghai? And so that was the challenge. So here we have not one, but two young women, one who's American, very wealthy, newly arrived in Shanghai, and the other is Chinese, orphaned, looking for a job, a way to support herself. So she goes to work for the American Woman, and almost as soon as she enters that house, strange things begin happening.
Which is
And
exactly what we're looking like, that mystery and that dark kind of like innocent woman who is like in these situations, but in a completely different setting, which I'm excited to read about. So let's make sure before we go, it comes out what day on February?
February 10th, which
February.
is a Tuesday.
Okay, February 10th, perfect for those like curl up and read this book. You'll be totally immersed kind of thing. Thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. You can follow Janie's career on her website, janiechang.com, or on social. I already checked it on Instagram, JanieChang33 on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us on Author's Note, and best of luck with the new release.
Thank you, Rebecca.
All right, after the break, we're making a stop at another place in history as we travel to 19th century France for the